welcome to Horror Flix and Music Mix. We are your hosts. I am Dustin.
And I'm Kevin. On this podcast, we discuss horror films, the scores, and the people behind the movies.
Our goal is to our goal with this podcast is to fully analyze a variety of horror films as well as give our unfiltered opinions on said films, like this movie today in the background of the video here, The Ugly Stepsister by Emily Blickfeld.
Blickfeld. Yeah.
Blickfeld.
Blickfeld.
Yeah. How did you hear about this?
Well, I heard it because of you, and I just remember that the group texts were like, "Oh, Cinderella's butthole," and I was like, "Okay, I need to see this." And it's taking it's taking the fairy tale aesthetic and just flipping it into a body horror, and I'm like, these last few years have been quite the years for body horror, from The Substance last year, or wow, 2 years ago, to Ugly Stepsister last year. It seems to be the place. And the fact that all of these are up and coming women directors, it just, I don't know, it's a cool resurgence to see that women can do really gross stuff too. From behind the director's chair. Oh, we got a guest. Yeah. And I need to check it out, and I loved it, and it just, yeah, absolutely. I thought it was brilliant. It was in my top 5 of last year for sure.
What do you think, Mort?
The people who are listening are like, the cat has joined the
cat
chat.
has joined. He will not leave me alone because I am home today.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to sit on my lap. Sit right there. Nope, he's coming back. Yeah, I went and saw this at Alamo. It was like one of those one-off screenings. They only did like, I think, like one screening of it or something. And I was like, I better go because I was doing that challenge. Addie and I went. Found out it was a Shudder movie. I was like, okay, cool, and all that. It's definitely an experience. It was something to witness. Foreign movie, so it's subbed, but on Shudder there is a dubbed version as well, which wasn't too bad. Sometimes the dub is not good, but yeah, that was when I watched it. I don't even remember when that was. Sometime last year.
Yeah, I think it was like end of the summer or something like that.
I want to say summertime for sure. I think.
Yeah, because it was out, or maybe it must have maybe been, it was spring, because it came out in January, but that was when I think then it like actually came out for select theaters in March, and then it just went to Shudder. So it kind of went on like the film circuit, and then a small release, and then just exclusively on Shudder.
Let's see. Let's just look here. Show your activity. Monday, April 5th.
Oh, April, yeah.
14th. April 14th.
There you go. Yeah.
Springtime.
Perfect springtime movie. Well, in a fairy tale kingdom where beauty is a brutal business, I like all the alliteration, Elvira battles to compete with her incredibly beautiful stepsister, and she will go to any length to catch the prince's eye. And for those of you who haven't seen this movie, you're like, Elvira, not related to the Queen of Darkness herself, not that Elvira.
And what's funny is on the English dub, they're all like Elvira. And I was just like, isn't it Elvira? Like,
I think because we're thinking of the host, and then not, maybe that is how we say it, more close to the Norwegian, but yeah,
probably. Trigger warnings.
Oh boy.
I mean, that's what I could think of.
I mean, the body dysmorphia thing, I mean, it is the entire point of the film, and spoilers, is the great lengths that women will go to achieve some semblance of beauty. Very similar to The Substance, very, very similar. But instead of through medicinal means, this is through cosmetic means. And I mean, these are things that they actually did in the 17th, 18th, and most parts of the 19th century, where, everything from those completely constricting corsets that would give women heart attacks, what they would do to like literally break in their feet, the feet binding stuff that you'd see in Southeast Asia. it's kind of like a call on, like, this is what it was like, and women still go to so many great lengths just to get men to even look at them. So this was a very feministic approach, and then a little butthole to go with it. Uh, it's so yeah, very graphic nudity, the dysmorphia, and boy, the tapeworm thing. Oh, uh-uh. That's
Yeah,
something they also just it's I appreciate how historically accurate it is, but just that's how gross it was, but that's what it was like. Just damn. They don't pull any punches, and I appreciate that. I appreciate Miss Blickfeld for doing that.
I would never,
Mhm.
never. All right. So okay, we'll get into it. It's actually really
Mhm.
not that long.
No.
So I did the English dub version just to like make it easier to type out the notes.
Yeah.
I think it translated well enough
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
not miss anything. I did see when I saw it, it was the OG subbed version when I saw it in theaters last year. So I've seen which did you watch the subtitle or
I always watch subtitles. I'm one of those that I will go at great lengths to find something in the original language because when something is dubbed, it takes away from the original actors.
yeah.
And for me, that's a big no-no if possible. Like, for example, all the Godzilla movies I watched last year, I tracked down I only all of them except for like one that were subbed because I just some of the dubs were well, obviously atrocious, but yeah, anytime there's a foreign movie, I go to great lengths to find the subtitles because I want to hear the original actors and actresses as much as possible.
So we started out with this woman. It's Elvira. She's reading a fairy tale of sorts. And we find out later on it's the prince's poetry, and she's daydreaming about the prince. She's riding a horse and buggy to some big estate, and we find out so her mom is getting married to this rich guy, Otto,
Mhm.
and okay, so did they have braces back then? She's got braces.
So, they would have had I think for the wealthy elite in I'm pretty sure this is taking place in the 18th century. It was rare, but yes, they did have some semblance of braces, but it was more like a manacle where they would like literally like put screws into your gum. It didn't usually work very well, but um there's
Oh,
only there's only a few um there's only a few instances I can think of where not Victorian, but more like pre-industrial revolution, they were using stuff like that. We see a lot more usage of braces late 19th century and onwards. So
Mort, you're gonna
it's
be
possible.
Mort, you're gonna be the guest back there.
Oh, there you go.
He's found his
Give him
spot.
mic.
Oh man. Yeah, I was just kind of like, huh, I wonder if they actually had braces back then.
Yeah.
Um, her mom's getting married to this guy, Otto. It's her and her sister, Alma, I think.
Mhm.
And this Otto dude has a daughter, Agnes, who is actually Cinderella.
Mhm.
So it doesn't it's a Cinderella story, but it doesn't follow Cinderella. Follows
Yes.
one of the evil, ugly
Steps.
stepsisters.
Yeah.
Um,
It just shows that, we're so used to all of these Disney properties turning into really awful slashers. So,
yeah.
like, whether it's Pooh or Bambi or, so
This is
this is
actually good.
but well, no, this is actually incredible. So it's
Yeah.
just, it's nice because I was like, after Blood and Honey 1 and 2, and I tried my best to watch Piglet. I'm just like, "Oh, I don't know if I could do any more of these." And then this gave me hope.
Yes. So they get to the estate. Agnes shows Elvira around. This is where she's now going to be living. Agnes asks if Elvira has been reading the prince's poetry, and she reveals that she wants to marry the prince. And
Mhm.
Elvira does, and Agnes is like, "Yeah, sure, bitch. You're ugly."
Yeah.
Later that night at the dinner table, they have the wedding. They do the wedding cake. They cut the wedding cake. Otto is jokingly going to put it on his wife's face, Elvira's mom, but then he ends up throwing it at Elvira, and they're all laughing about it. And after he does that, he literally like has a heart attack and dies.
Yeah.
Spits up some
Damn.
blood, and yeah, he just dies right there at the dinner table. And this is when the credits start to roll. Uh, pans across the dinner table, rolling credits. See the
Mhm.
dead dad, wilted roses, rotted food, the ugly stepsister.
Yeah. A
Um,
contrasting image to the decadence in the beginning, and now it's, they start realizing after this marriage, when the money starts running out, what things are gonna happen next.
yeah.
Mhm.
Elvira or Vera tries to bring food to her stepsister Agnes, and Agnes is obviously grieving. She's being mean to Elvira and brings up that they wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for her mother's money, and that's why her dad wanted to marry her because they have no money. And that's when Elvira's like, "Oh shit, mom, we don't have any money," and she runs out and says that, and we have like these, I don't know, these dudes from the bank or something talking
Mhm.
with the mom, going over the funeral, and like, "Oh yeah, they don't have any money, so
Mhm.
we're gonna take your cattle." And then I don't know why they're like, "Let's take the cattle," but they still don't have enough for a funeral. So
Yeah,
it's like,
I
what?
because everything at that time was based on land, so everyone's wealth was tied into land ownership, and he must it I from what I assume, they didn't really get too in depth with it, which is fine. He probably borrowed against the land for certain debts that he had, and so he literally had almost nothing in his name. It was all in this bank's name or this, you know, whatever company dealt with that. It probably was a bank, I assume, or
Hmm,
some
yeah.
society, and so he gave it essentially it went right back to them. The only thing they didn't own was the cattle, is what they owned. So it's
Hmm.
a very small return, but yeah.
Uh, yep, they're gonna lose all the cattle and all that stuff. Elvira tells her mom this at the worst time,
Yeah.
and then her mom goes, it was in the sub version, so I don't know if it was in the dub version, I should say.
Yeah, she said something very similar. Mhm.
Yeah, she's like, "What rich man will marry a widow with saggy tits?" I'm like, Jesus, I don't know, fuck. Like, Elvira's like, "I could get married, but she's ugly and has braces." And then there's a pimple scene. They show her popping a pimple, which is
Uh-huh.
like, I have pimples, and like it's fine when I pop my own pimples, but watching
Watch.
someone else, I don't know.
No, it's just it's funny. It's almost like it's a little indication of like, yeah, what the things will do to stay beautiful. And here's just a little tip of the iceberg compared
Yeah.
to what's about to happen.
Yep.
Oh, it's about to get much worse.
Now there is a message from a man on a horse. The prince is inviting all noble virgins to a ball in 4 full moons from the next.
The way to
And
say just 5 days. Just say 5 days.
no, full
Ugh.
moons,
Oh, you're right. It would technically be
like
like,
4
oh,
months,
yeah. Oh, right, right, right.
right?
That makes sense.
Um, yeah, like 5, yeah, 4 or 5 months. Um, Agnes and Elvira sign
Vera Vaughn's
up.
stepsister.
Yeah, and Agnes is like, "Oh, what's your name?" "Agnes Von blah, 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 blah." It's like 100 names, and
Yeah.
Elvira is like, "Elvira," and the dude's like, "Vaughn?
Hmm.
Vaughn?" And Agnes like, "She's my stepsister." So, yeah, we get
Vera Vaughn's
Elvira
step.
Vaughn's stepsister. And, of course, she's doing a little daydream with the prince, which happens quite a bit
Mhm. Oh,
in
yeah.
this. So her mom takes her to a doctor. They're going to remove her braces and fix her nose and eventually get eyelash extensions. And they remove the braces, which isn't that bad. But then they start working on the nose, and it's like
Uh,
he literally has like a chisel,
yep, they
a
literally
ha-
would just break it into
and it's like just pointing right here, and he goes, "Ah,
oh, man.
ah," starts screaming, and that's when that wasn't that far in. If your wife
Yeah,
cut
and
out?
she's like, "Nah, I'm good."
It's like, all
I'm like,
right,
"Okay."
I see where this is going. Gosh. Yep.
Oh.
Just whacks her nose twice. Now she has to wear this like harness thing on her nose.
Mhm. You're looking like Hannibal
And
Lecter all around.
yeah, kinda, yeah. That's funny.
Mhm.
Now it's time to go to school. It's a new school year now, and they get an opportunity or the opportunity to open the Prince's Ball with a dance performance. Of course, only a few girls will get selected. So, yeah, it's time for dance practice, and Elvira gets told to go to the back
I
because obviously she's ugly.
and I think this is where I find the character arc of Elvira just fascinating because you feel awful for her for a large majority of this film.
Yeah.
Because in the in the original Cinderella, I mean, I always think the Disney version, I know there's a version before that, but you see Cinderella, aka Agnes, as the one to feel sorry for, but the ugly stepsisters are always seen as cruel and unusual to
Yeah.
but it's like in this case it's kind of flipped it on its head and it's like no, let's look at the quote unquote ugly terminology. Like what makes this person ugly is that they're being treated as ugly when and I find that there's a lot that this director is saying in this film, and I think watching it the second time I caught a lot more nuances than not. And
Mm,
I hope this gets more recognition. I wanna see what this person does next. Her and Coralie Farge with, Substance, like, these 2 ladies are gonna go places.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yep, gets told to go to the back. Now there's an argument between Agnes and Elvira's mother. Her mom's paying for Elvira to get all this makeover stuff happen, but won't pay for Agnes's father's funeral. So he is just his body's just rotting like in the cellar or something with a bunch of
Mhm.
flowers and stuff.
Ugh.
So yeah, the roles are reversed. Like we said, Agnes is Cinderella and Elvira is one of the ugly, evil sisters with the evil mom, but it's following them rather than Cinderella this time. And we get a montage of some proper fan usages and head
Mhm.
bounces at the school with some so like the music. I brought up this is the first time I bring up the music.
Yeah.
It's like, what would you I I'm not
So
good with like subgenres. I was like, it's like electronic, kind of
so
like synthy.
that is all from artist named Vilde Tuve. When I listened to the soundtrack, I tried to do a little more in depth, but um, I it's essentially a mixture of ambience, synth, and then she even adds some like folk elements to it. Because one of the very first songs we hear is like a folk song by Molly Lewis, and then we obviously hear throughout like you know um, concerto pieces of symphonic music like Edvard Grieg, which is the Hall of the Mountain King, the um do 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 do.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that
Yeah,
song.
I wrote that on here too. I was like, everybody knows this song.
And Strauss, and so we've got obviously some classical music, but then we also have this Vilda, this excellent synthes like ambient tracks that I think yes, it doesn't really fit the mold of what they're going for, but I think it does fit so well because it's not too over the top. It's just overlaid with everything else going on, and it adds a modern element to it because I think what the director and what the crew's trying to do is to prove that this stuff still kind of happens. So that music is connecting us to the now. And it's like women still go through all of this. They still go through all of these surgeries. They still go through all of this ridicule. And to what? To get noticed by men or to get noticed by someone they're interested in. Um, I think they're like bridging that gap. This is where if I had the movie on Blu-ray, I'd love to see the special features and see the director talk about that more. But that's how I saw it. And I love the soundtrack. Vilda too has some really cool stuff in there.
And I think it works because they don't do it just one time. It's like consistent throughout.
Yeah, it's like a dream sequence that keeps coming up, and it's the same song. And it's like the theme. Just
Yeah.
it's kind of like very Twin Peaksy in that way, where every character had like their own almost theme, and that's what her theme is. Is that anytime she thinks of the prince is like this fantastical score, but it's got more synth and stuff, and it's nice. Are you
It's the fan scene right
oh, I was
now.
like, "Uh-oh, what scene's on?"
I was listening to it. I don't know if you could hear it.
Not really, but I know which scene you're talking about. We're
Interesting.
going yeah.
Can't hear it. Here, turn this down real quick. Yeah, they're all fanning, and it's just like what? So yep. she They do the head bounces, they do the whole thing. It's time to see who makes the cut. Elvira actually makes the cut and then goes into another daydream sequence about the prince again, and then more dance
It was
lessons.
almost getting Suspiria-like with all the dancing, and I was kinda
A
like,
little bit.
"Yeah." I think she
Well,
did I assume that's purposeful because Suspiria is one of the best movies ever made, so it's like, I get that. Anyway, continue.
teacher calls out Elvira again, saying that she doesn't have talent. She's only there because her mother had paid for her to be there, so she has a lot of work to do, and that's why she made the cut because her mom
Yeah.
basically paid for it.
Wow.
Now she has to lose some weight to fit into some
Oh,
clothes,
no.
and yep, how she does that, oh my gosh. But of course, she is hiding a cinnamon roll in her dresser drawer.
And I think this is going into the body dysmorphia because this has always been an issue, in terms of, women and men too,
Yeah,
literally starving themselves to gain a certain figure. Um, so this is a big trigger warning for those who have dealt with things like that through bulimia of any kind. So, but of
I have it
course they deal with this in the grossest way possible.
the worst way.
Oh,
I have a freaking sneeze that's just like it's right there.
mm-hmm.
I might sneeze at some point. So the next day, students are going in one by one, meeting with some lady. Elvira is worried that she won't get picked. They take a look at her. Oh yeah, she's looking at her nose too. Like
Yep,
takes the thing off.
they got the thing
It's
off
all
there.
bruised and stuff, but she's like, "Yeah, it looks good." I'm like, "What do you mean? It looks terrible." Elvira is worried that she won't get picked. Yeah. Look at her nose. The lady tells her that she's brave for changing her appearance to match what she already knows is on the inside, and gives her a little locket of sorts. And inside that locket, fucked up. More Prince
Yeah,
poetry gets read, and then Elvira shows her sister Alma a tapeworm egg, which is what was inside that locket, and she's
mhm,
going to eat it to lose weight. And then when
yeah,
she's done with it, she's also got like a little vial of something that she's
yeah,
just got.
something to help get the tapeworm out later. Ugh,
If you're watching the video, people, you can see my face. Just no,
it's,
just
I mean,
no.
it's a
It's
thing
so
they did,
bad.
so
It's so
and
bad.
if anyone ever had a tapeworm, it golly, they're the worst. They are the worst, and the fact that they would use this in a way to lose weight, I mean, just god awful. I mean, they use that and they use leeches for blood. It's like it's just all these parasitic creatures that should not be anywhere near used in medicinal purposes.
Gosh,
Ah,
just like that System of a Down song.
mhm.
Pull the tapeworm out of your ass, hey!
Well, we're gonna see a tapeworm pulled out, but we're gonna see
Uh,
the ass in a different light.
yeah, it's got. Oh man, Alma tells Elvira that she's like, "I'm going to tell mom," and
Mom.
and while this is happening, it cuts over to Agnes, and I think it's Isaac, the
Or
stable
yeah.
boy. Agnes actually is in love with Isaac and tells him, "Sorry, I need to marry the prince, but I will only love you."
Mhm. And
And
he's lower class, so it would be a
yeah,
big huge scandal if that was ever found out.
yeah.
Huge.
Um, Gosh, and then it cuts back. She freaking goes and Elvira eats the egg, and then I
Ah,
just like typed
and
a
you just
bunch
like,
of. I was like,
"Oh."
no,
Yeah, oh.
eats the egg, no. Meanwhile, she comes across the prince and some of his buddies, and oh yeah, he's taking a piss. So we see the prince's ass, and Elvira's like, hot damn. And then the prince sees her, and like him and his buddies, they're like all the time, like even later on, there's like vulgar comments and this
Mhm.
and that. Oh, I would never fuck that, and this and that and the other.
Well, yeah,
And yeah,
it's yet again, it just playing into that, we go these such lengths to achieve beauty, yet we're doing it for men who won't even appreciate us in any slight in any way.
yeah,
So it's yeah. Um, we're supposed to hate these men, and we certainly do. Like they're just douchebags. They are the bros.
yeah, yeah. Bunch of fuck boys for sure.
Mhm.
More synthwave electronic dreaming happens, and then Elvira comes across Agnes and Isaac getting it on.
Oh
We
boy.
legit see she's like bent over. We see Cinderella's butthole
Mhm.
and the vagine. And then we see a wiener, and then they're like doing it, and then there's a jizz shot, and
Yeah,
you're just
it's
like, Jesus.
there was another movie that had that was really just like, "Oh, shit, what?" I'm trying to think what movie that was, though. Um,
The lighthouse. That's one I can
no,
think
there's
of.
Lighthouse, but there was one in particular that literally showed it drip, and you and I were in the theater and saw it. What was it, though? What there's a film that you and I saw that had something like that. I was just kinda like, "Oh, dear." Like, they're on a beach.
Probably,
I don't know if anyone remembers, what
I've
I'm talking
probably
about.
blocked.
Oh, I remember. Infinity Pool.
Oh yeah.
That had a I mean, we literally saw it because Mia Goth was,
Oh
Alexander Skarsgård, and
yeah.
then just rip, you're like, "Oh."
Yeah.
So
She gives him
this
the old handy.
yeah. So
Jesus.
we've seen a lot of jizz on screen lately. It's been, wow.
Last couple of years, it's coming back. It's making a thing. I don't know if it's. I don't.
But
Maybe
yeah, no, that
not a
that
comeback, but
I see what you did there.
oh god. And that's gonna be it for this week's episode.
I think that's a good way to end it. No.
So yeah, they do it. They get it on, and now the mom is chewing Agnes out for being a whore.
Yeah.
Get out, fornicator.
'Cause
She tells her.
Elvira sees it and then tells mom,
Yeah,
and now they have an excuse to get her out of the picture because she has been
not a
fornicating with
virgin.
a right, right, right.
The prince wants a virgin.
Mhm.
3 full moons later, Elvira's nose is looking normal, looking good, better than before, and she's also lost weight. She looks outside to see Agnes milking a cow. During the scene, there's like, oh, so like the soundtrack, all I could like describe it as like the drum rolls, kind of like in The
Mhm.
Shining.
Yeah.
Reminds me of The Shining a lot.
Mhm.
Um, with like the toms just ooh. Yeah, that's the only way I can think of putting it. So Elvira goes to see the
Oh,
doctor.
this is my least favorite part. Mm,
Gosh.
mhm.
He says the nose is a masterpiece. Now it's time for the eyelashes, which is I wrote fucking brutal, not even brutal. I couldn't even write Bertel.
Burn, oh
God,
god.
God, no, no, no. So they literally sew. It's all close up and everything. They sew them
Yep.
onto her eyelids, and it's just terrible.
Yeah, I'm glad they don't do it like that anymore.
No, why would
Oh,
you? No.
yeah.
She has a hard time seeing for a while, and then from here on out, we get her stomach like gurgles and growls throughout the rest of the movie because of the tapeworm. And I wrote, God, the tapeworm. Agnes
Yeah.
shows up and gives her some cake,
Thanks, Agnes.
more dance lessons. The teacher is getting real tired of some of the students' shit. She's going around looking at everyone, then goes to Elvira and is like, hot damn, you've done it. More princess poetry. Elvira and Agnes is reading, but she's in the bathtub reading and eating spaghetti,
Yep, and Agnes is, like, brushing her hair
and
and
her
taking
hair's
care of
starting to fall
her because now
out.
she's
Yeah,
essentially a servant girl. She lost her status because now she's been ratted out as, yeah, a fornicator, so you lose all social status in that way. But it's
gosh.
interesting that for men to do that, it no no social ire at all, but women, completely different. Makes sense at this time because that's how society was throughout most of especially Western Europe. But yeah.
Huh. Um, Yep, her hair starts falling out, and now we get some guy showing up with a big box in the middle of the night. So Elvira is sleeping. It's later that night. She's sleeping. Some dude shows up with a box. Her mom wakes her up, takes her clothes off, and then she notices that there's the guy standing in her room, and then two other people bring in the box. Man tells her, so it's the with the dub version, he's like, "I am your good fairy." I'm like, "What?" Pretty sure he says like fairy godfather or something.
Something like that.
Good fairy. I'm like, "No."
Good fairy.
Like, what? Yeah. So he's like, "The fairy godfather." Brings her a nice dress. The mother
Anything
yells
you
for
dress, you can't
Cinderella.
refuse.
Yeah. Mother yells for Cinderella to help Elvira into the dress. The God Fairy dude was like, "Oh, you're the whore, huh?" And then spits in her face and calls her a whore and then forces himself onto her. Like, what the,
Yeah.
like, what?
Phew.
Uh, he then takes Elvira over to the mirror to see her dress. And this is when they notice that her hair is falling out. And of course, he has a wig for her to save the situation. Then they take off. Later
Yep.
that night, Elvira is eating, but her stomach is just growling. Meanwhile, someone is getting it on in the background. I think it's like her mom and that dude,
Yeah.
probably.
Ugh.
Cinderella goes through some of her father's old belongings. Elvira comes across her, and yeah, I was like, "Wait, what?" So Agnes basically grabs this dress, and Elvira sees it because she's like, "No, you're not." And then they start fighting over the dress, and they rip the dress, obviously, of course. And then this is when Elvira's mother comes out and stops the whole thing. Elvira goes and looks for her invitation, and at this point, she's starting to look sick,
Yeah.
in my opinion, because of the tapeworm.
Mhm.
Um, and her mom is just like, "Here, let me give you something to help her sleep," and then her stomach just gurgles, of course.
And this is where we get into the fantastical elements that were in the original story with except for there's obviously makes it a lot darker. A lot darker.
Yeah. So right here, next scene, Agnes is laying there with her rotting father, maggots and all. And this is when her mother shows up, all angelic like, and she's like, "Your shoes are in your pocket, and at midnight, your coach will turn back into a pumpkin. It's time for the ball." It's the whole original thing.
Mhm.
So we get Elvira gets her wig on and they're off to the ball. The ladies are all being shown off now. Guys are making vulgar comments about them, of course.
Mhm. Of course.
Elvira gets shown off and everyone's like, "Damn, it's time for the dance." The prince has to pick the dance. We get more of the electronic synthwave stuff.
Yes, more of that Vilda 2. I think this is the track I tried to um it's one of these two tracks. The names are good chunk of them are in Norwegian, so pardon me if they are not. Let's see. It is called v- no, here we go. Blomsterdansen. It's
Sounds like
cool. Something
ballroom
dance.
dance,
Yeah, I think it's ballroom dance.
probably.
Blomsterdansen.
That sounds
Yeah.
like ballroom dance, if you ask
Ja.
me.
Mhm.
Um, So the prince is going to open the ball with a dance. Who will it be with? Of course, he chooses Elvira. And this whole time, her stomach's just.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I
oh my God,
thought she
what
was
is
gonna
going to
poop
happen?
herself, and I was like, "Oh, man, that would ruin someone's reputation."
God. Yeah. She gets her dance in until Cinderella shows up, of course, steals the prince. And then Elvira runs off, starts puking up black stuff and eggs.
Oh. Oh, no, no. That means that it is spreading.
No. Terrible. Her mom comes in, is like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Elvira is like, "I think I'm dying," and her mom just smacks the shit out of her. "Get it together!" And then she goes back out to dance with a bunch of dudes. And then this is when we get in the hall of the Mountain King.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole montage of her stomach growling, dancing with guys.
Yeah.
Cinderella takes off. Shoe gets left behind. Of course, whoever fits the shoe, the prince will marry, like we all know.
Mhm.
And This is when Elvira goes back, attacks Agnes over the shoe,
Mhm.
tries to kill her. Of course she does, and of course she gets the shoe, doesn't fit, and she ends up chopping her foot down to size with a meat
I mean,
cleaver.
it turns into a bloodied, sinewy mess, and it's
Yeah,
just,
she's
oh,
like got her foot compared to the shoe. Like here's her foot, here's the shoe. Shoe's too small. So she's got her fucking foot sitting there with the meat cleaver
mhm,
sitting on top of it. And she's got like a wooden block or something, like a bludgeon or something,
yep.
and just wham. If anyone was
Ooh.
watching the YouTube video, I was kind of using this. Yeah, chops off
Onomatopoeia.
her toes. And
Oh,
then her mom and sister come in,
love
and
this
her
part.
mom's like, you did the wrong foot because the prince has the left shoe." And you're like, "Are you
Oh.
fucking kidding?"
No, I
But
remember when I was watching this and I saw it, I was just like, "Oh, damn." I
and
said out
well, it's
loud.
like, what are you gonna do anyway? Yeah, Elvira kind of passes out, and her mom chops off the other toes,
Mm.
chops the other foot down to size. The shoe fits, but it was just a dream. The prince is coming. All noble virgins, please come outside to see who fits the shoe. Elvira can't even walk now. Of course. What were you thinking? She's also lost most of her hair, fell down the stairs, tooth all chipped. She's all fucked up looking. Meanwhile, Agnes goes out, tries on the shoe. It fits. Elvira
Mhm.
lays there at the bottom of the steps. And then this is when her sister comes in and she helps her take the antidote for the tapeworms. And then this is when she starts puking up the tapeworm. And I wrote,
It's like
"Fuck."
it's a very long scene because it's a very it's just like,
It's
oh.
bad. It's so long, and it takes so long for this thing to come out, and then she starts pulling it out, and then, like, all this stuff comes with it. She looks rough as hell now. She goes out with her sister. They leave. They take off. A crow starts eating the tapeworm. Slut, which is
Wait.
SLUTT, comes across the
Mm,
screen.
it yeah, it means the end
The
in
end.
Norwegian. Slut or something, I don't
Lutz,
know.
yeah, slut,
Slut.
slut,
Well,
and that's that.
wow. Yeah, no, it is a yeah, those last 30 minutes, we've got puking and we've got, um, chopping off feet and toe it's just oh, there's a lot, so, yeah. No, but it these are all things that would they would go to the great lengths to do, so it's just crazy, but, um, I mean, the scenes that stuck out, I mean, obviously, any of the body horror elements from the foot chopping, um, that's probably one that almost everyone remembers. The eyelid scene for me was especially because it was just so I was like, "Oh, this is nope, too much." And yeah, then we get full graphic nudity. I mean, it is I appreciate that this is something that it did a lot more in, like, the '70s where there was almost no restrictions on a lot of films, like, especially grindhouse films, where they would just have, like, an actual sex scene in a film. Kinda reminds me a lot of, like, John Waters' films. I've only seen his first 2, but yeah, Pink Flamingos, I mean, have you ever seen that?
No,
Who?
I've seen clips of it,
But it's like they
like
just
the dog poop and stuff.
mhm. Like,
Yeah,
they went to any lengths to for shock value, and I think that's coming back again, and it's like, I think still it's an artistic statement, and if we wanna see a butthole, then so be it, I guess.
everybody's got one.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
You just can't see it. Oh, you can look at your own, I guess.
Well, we don't I mean, okay, let's how about the actors? Uh,
You just need a mirror. Yeah, performances that stuck out. I mean, like, yeah, I think everybody did a great job.
mhm,
You wrote Leah Myron as Elvira, does an excellent job. Feel so sorry for her because she's tried her absolute best to do everything so she could be happy. I mean, like,
yeah,
yeah,
and it's like, yes, was she treating Agnes awfully? Of course. Did she
yeah.
did she do some really shitty things to get to the position she was trying to get to? Yes, but at the end of the day, that was her survival technique. Like she was she was trying to get her family out of the situation. I mean, yes, her mom doesn't help, obviously, but
Yeah,
trying to get out of this situation, and it only made things much worse.
yeah. Special effects. So yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, excellent practical effects,
All
body
practical.
horror. Practical's the way to go.
Yep. I mean, it just I yet again a behind the scenes look at some of that would be excellent. There was no trivia notes or anything I could find. It was just the only thing I could find is that this is her directorial debut, and that's it. So it's pretty hush hush at the moment. I'm
Yeah,
hoping I can find more.
she did like one or two short stories before the like short
Yeah,
films
I
or
mean
I should
more like student films that issues in college,
yeah.
university.
Overall feeling about it.
I think it's excellent because it flips the script on expectations for these love stories. And like when it comes to romance films, I'm always iffy about like they need to be done a certain way to be appealing. And this is where we have that proof that we have a romantic fairy tale, but in a much grimmer and darker light. And I like to see more of this kind of stuff because a lot of these original tales are really dark. The original Red Riding Hood, much darker. The original Three Little Pigs, much darker. The original um, Goldilocks, Three Bear, like all these. I'd like to see where they can go with this and give us like that Grimm's fairy tales, but extra grim like this one. How about yourself?
Um yeah, I really liked it. Especially like going into it. I don't know if I knew if it was a Cinderella spinoff or not when I
Hmm.
first watched it, but I think like yeah, this is a good way to go. It's not like too crazy, too over the top like the Mickey Mouse or Winnie the Pooh
Oh
movies or
yeah.
anything like that. Like this is a legit story, body horror. You don't have to be like all too fantastical with it or anything.
Hmm.
Um, what was one? Like, I never saw I know they did, like, a Hansel and Gretel horror movie. I don't know if that's even
I'm not
good or anything
sure,
like that, but
but every time I think of it, I just know the cover because I've seen it so much.
I think it's,
Um, of the Hawkeye guy,
yeah, I was gonna say Hawkeye's in it.
Jeremy Renner, and this whoever else, and they're wearing like trench coats, so they're almost like vampire hunters. I don't know, witch
That's what it
hunters or
looked
something.
yeah, I don't want it like that. I want it like the actual story, like, kinda like this, very loosely tied to the original story
Yeah,
while being its own thing. I think
absolutely.
that's good. One kill, Otto had a heart he died, he had a heart
Yeah,
attack.
no kills in this horror movie, which
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a different kinda
I mean
horror.
it's a yeah, it's killing of your stomach and any sense of of shame.
Oh, this little so the eyelid scene's on right now, and they strap her
Woo-hoo-hoo.
in, that's totally Clockwork Orange.
Mm. Even though he
Strap her head
actually
down.
hurt Malcolm McDowell's eyes because of that scene. So I'm
Really?
glad they didn't for yeah, he
Oh,
still
wow.
has I don't know what it is, but he still has cornea damage from that.
Dang.
Yeah.
Uh, it's fucked up. Fucking Stanley.
Stanley.
Fucking come on, Stanley.
Come on, Stan.
Come on, Stanley. Yeah, you wanna do the sound?
Yes. So it was done by John Eric Kaba and Vilda Tuve. So I'm pretty sure John Eric Kaba just put the soundtrack together with the orchestral pieces, the title track, the Molly Lewis song, and then the rest of the soundtrack is the Vilda Tuve's like catalog. So it's this mixture of yeah, like we talked about before, synth and ambience, but it also has like it would have like a Norwegian flute or like other elements of Scandinavian instrumentation alongside the um, really cool like ambient like kind of swerving like whirring synth like I really really like it.
I did it.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry.
Wow, that was like 3 minutes ago.
Ah, yep.
Um, but then we also get more. We get kind of like the slower stuff. Then we also get some more upbeat stuff, like the Blomsterdansen, and the Picaschool. Um, and the last one is the Prince song, which is what is played in her final dream sequence and thinking that she finally has her shoe fit, because it starts off so elegantly beautiful and then it just gets really dark and leads into what's actually going on. And we see her um, realizing that Agnes is going off with the prince, and now she's left alone trying to get a tapeworm out of her mouth with her sister. Yeah. So
Terrible.
it's nothing that is over the top. Like, the score is incredible, but it does a great job of adding to the film, adding in the more modern element to a story that is very much based in a historical setting, which is that, yeah, mid 18th century, like northern Germany, Scandinavia area.
Yeah.
So very cool. Now the actors and crew, we've got Leah Miron as Elvira, Anna Del Torp as Rebecca, Thea Sophie Lockness, 350, Agnes, um, sorry, uh,
Is
Flo,
Rebecca was the mom, wasn't it? I th-
um,
it has to be.
yes, yep. Flo Fagerli, Alma, Isaac Kalmroth as Prince Julian, Malte Gardinger as Isaac, and Ralph Carlson as Otto. Now, for the crew, it was a very small crew, so it's really fascinating that they were able to do so much with so little. So Emily Blickfeld was the writer and director, so that's neat. Marcel Ziskind was the cinematographer. Olivia Neergaard Holm is the editor. Manon Rasmussen as the costume designer, and then we have the makeup designers. Mostly Thomas Foldberg did all the special makeup effects, but he had two assistants, and Catherine Sauerberg and Eliza Berkhausen. But Thomas Foldberg was the guy who did all the practical effects. He did like every bit of it. So big kudos to him, and he better win something for it, I think, because if he's doing it mostly by himself, I mean, then you see films like Final Destination where they had like 80 people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Well, not much on the director. This is her debut film, so like it's great for Emily Blickfeld. And hope to see more of her. So we don't really have anything on her background or anything on her directing style because she's brand new. But if she's going this route with her films, I cannot wait to see what comes up next.
Right.
The movie was released January 23rd, 2025, but then it was only in select theaters and then it went straight to Shudder. So it's kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
The country of origin, well, we have Denmark, Norway, Poland, and Sweden. I assume because all the team members and the crew were from these areas, but it looks like majority of it was Norway, because in the alternate name is the Norwegian title. Oh boy, Den Stiga Stesosteren. I don't know, I'm not. The Norwegian's not very good. No budget available, but it did gross 5.6 million worldwide, which I think for a small independent film, that's not bad.
Yeah, with only like I said, I'm pretty sure Alamo had one showing of it.
And not to mention that Rotten Tomatoes score is, dang, 96% critics and 87% audience. I mean, big kudos. And I'm so happy to see that, because this is this goes beyond just a body horror film. It has something to say. It has great characters. It has incredible costumes. I am positive, I think I read this, that the upcoming Academy Awards, they put in this film for costume design, which
Huh.
that says a lot.
I think was it on the Fangoria? I think it won some stuff for the Chainsaw Awards too.
It won a lot of nominations, but it basically Sinners and Weapons won a big chunk of all, which is fine. Both are, those are probably my top two favorite films of last year. But this one, I think, deserves more love because it was done on such a small budget with such a small crew.
The Substance won quite a few as well.
Oh, no.
Let's see
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. I know for a fact that it did win.
It was nominated for. Oh wait, best first feature.
Oh, good. Well, good.
Wait, winners are So it won that. It's nominated best wide release, nominated best first feature, nominated best international movie,
Mm,
and
sweet.
some other stuff. Yeah.
Well, I think it should get something, at least some nomination from the Academy Awards. I think that after The Substance, they realized, you know what, horror can be really well done if we actually like take it seriously.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, gosh, how can we watch it now?
It's only on Shutter, so if you have Shutter or AMC Plus that has Shutter, and it also says Hulu. Is there like a Hulu package that has Shutter? Because that didn't make
Yes,
any sense to
but
me.
yeah, it's not worth getting from what I can tell because Hulu's basically, I'm pretty sure I read it correctly, is going away soonish. So they're going to just put everything on Disney Plus, which it's like, yeah, but then are they going to leave some stuff out? Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, and just like that, people, you should not stream stuff. But sometimes it's hard to not stream stuff, like in this situation, because
Mhm.
only the Region B Blu-rays have been released. That means it only works on Region B or free region players.
Mhm.
So it won't work on your regular Blu-ray player here in America because we are Region A for America.
I don't think that.
That's not why, but
Region base for Britain.
yeah. So I mean, like, yeah, it's on Shutter. That's about the only way you can watch it. There's the subtitle version, and the English dub version for you to watch.
Mhm.
And I would say watch it, going onto a rating system.
Absolutely. I would say watch it plus because I'd say buy
Yeah.
it if you could, because I want to see the behind the scenes stuff. So until that happens, I'm going to be anxiously waiting to be like, I'd like to see the behind the scenes, because I find that this fairly small budgeted, small crew film is one of the best of last year, and it proves that even having a small dedicated crew like that, you could come up with something that is able to match the big budget box office films that we've also grown to love too. So
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. If you like body horror, if you like twisted fairy tales, if you like women empowerment in some way, but also a lot to say on society and especially masculinity and femininity, beauty standards, much like The Substance. If you like The Substance, you're gonna love this, just in more fairy tale format. I think that's basically a good way to put it.
And it's not like as ridiculous. Like the substance just kind of
Oh, that
turns it up to 11 for sure.
that final
Well,
scene where it's
well,
everyone's getting
this is
sprayed. Oh man.
yeah, this is a solid 8 on the dial,
Yeah,
7, 8 on the dial the whole time.
yeah,
Just enough.
just enough. But it's brilliant. Definitely watch it. One of my favorite movies of last year.
Yep.
Hmm.
And that's going to be it for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcast.
And of course, give us a like on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're posting on there regularly, especially Dustin, who is going back into, I mean, you're not trying to do the 150 movies, 100 movies this year, but he still goes to a lot of movies. And I
I've
still,
been there quite a bit
and I still,
already.
yeah, and I still review a lot of movies on my own too. So please check that out and, hit us up for if you want to discuss anything on the podcast or if you just want to talk to us about a new film that we should check out. Obviously, we'd love to have more people on. There's some people who have contacted us for interviews. We would love to get back to you on that and hopefully get some understanding of like what you want to talk about and you know how we can bring your voice to the wider horror community. And then, of course,
Yeah.
Letterboxd. Where can you find your Letterboxd? What is it?
It is Dustin at HFMM Pod, and I just had to look. Yeah, I've been to 3 movies in the theater this year, but I have also watched all of Twin Peaks season 1
Yeah.
as well. So I've already been there like 5 or 6 times, and it's
Hmm.
only January
There you go.
19th, middle of January.
Hmm. And I'm Kevin HFMM Pod. You probably noticed I've been doing my random movie selections. Always a fun treat. I watched The Craft the other day, which I haven't seen in 20 years.
We watched that over October.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad I watched that again because man, it is a time capsule of a movie. Um, and yeah, I'll have to just see what comes up next. I also watched a really, really cool wuxia film Killer Constable. And it's funny that I watched that right after we watched another Hong Kong film where you and I saw The Cat.
Dude, yeah. I
Please go see that if you
told
can.
my friends I went to that, and they were like, "What? They played that?" They wanted to
The
go.
greatest fight scene I've ever seen in my life is between
The experience.
two animals. That's all I need to know.
Yep.
I'm still to I had a dream about it the other night. I'm like, that was incredible. I was I was dying laughing.
And that was at Alamos Terror Tuesday, which we plan on going to almost every time.
Oh,
So if you're in
yes.
Omaha, I know they announced the next Terror Tuesday, Tales from the Crypt Demon Night. Definitely
Yes,
want to
I
go to
love
that.
Demon Knight, and you haven't seen it, so I'm even
No,
extra excited. It's really good. It's really well done. Billy Zane is a great villain in it.
Emotep?
Yeah.
No, no,
Wait.
it's not.
No, that's not him.
It's not. Everybody jokes that it's him,
I mean, he looks just like, but no, it's not him.
but yeah.
And then, what's his name too? Dick Clark's in it too.
Hmm.
Um, and Jada Pinkett Smith's in it, one of her earlier
What?
roles. Yes. Yeah, a lot of, like, random really good actors and actresses are in this, and some
Interesting.
really cool practical effects. Oh, man,
Interesting.
I haven't seen it in a bit, but it is excellent. It is so good.
Huh.
You're
I
gonna love
am
it.
excited for that.
Mhm.
And until then, on the next episode, I put in we will be talking about Together. What do you think about that?
Yes, together,
We have
absolutely.
we have like 2 or 3 more left in 2025. We got uh the next vinyl episode. I don't know when it's going to be, but it's going to be covering the Silent Hill 2 soundtrack.
That's really, really cool.
Kendra and I are going to be covering it. I
Perfect timing
have
for Return of Silent Hill this year.
Yep, and that's supposed to be coming out this weekend, I think. I wanted to line it up, but
Oh?
I'm trying to do it, like, once a month,
Mhm, I gotcha.
so it'll still be within a couple weeks, but, yeah,
Still,
in
yeah.
honor of the new movie coming out based on the 2nd video game, we're going to be covering the soundtrack, which is an amazing soundtrack,
Mhm.
but before then, we're gonna talk about some more 2025 movies,
Hell yeah.
and after that, move on.
Mhm. Back to the time capsule we go, into the time where we were still in high school. You were yeah.
Barely,
Me,
yeah.
I'm saying barely for me too.
Graduation year, because 'cause we're old.
Yes.
2010.
Wow.
Until
Man.
then, fuck. Until then, stay spooky.